Hey guys, I'm back with all of the magical things. Sherbet lemon? Oh, there are so many things I need to catch up on. So I'm gonna save any of the wizarding stuff until the end. Okay, first off, Earth's Mightiest Heroes is cancelled? Why? I don't understand. Ugh! But it's so good! Ah! Second, I really wanted to talk about Steph's video from last week where she talked about geek culture becoming mainstream, but because I have so many things that I want to address, it's going to be a really summarized version of all of my thoughts on it. I do think it's kind of nice that geek culture is becoming more accepted in the regular world. It gives us a lot more opportunity to share things that we love with more people, and if they have questions, you can answer all of them. As I've gotten more and more friends into Doctor Who, whenever they have any kind of question, I'm like their go-to person, and it's really fun because I get to kind of re-experience episodes from a new person's point of view. But at the same time, the only thing that really annoys me is that when people are like, Matt Smith is my favorite Doctor, I love season 5, it's the best season, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, oh, well, why do you like it more than the other ones? And they're like, oh, I didn't watch the other ones. You can't have a favorite if you haven't experienced more than one. I mean, you can go back and watch the other ones and Matt Smith may still be your favorite, which is fine, that's totally cool, but you can't have a favorite when you've only seen one. On that same note, I'm being slightly hypocritical because I have yet to experience a lot of the original Doctors. I have experienced a couple episodes here and there of each of them, but I don't really know them. Which is why when I say David Tennant is my favorite Doctor, I always say of the new seasons. And then there's the movies versus the source material argument, which I am also on both sides of. With Harry Potter, I've devoured both the books and the movies, and there are so many people that love Harry Potter that have only seen the movies, and that's fine. I may have a few more details than them, but our love of the thing may be just as strong. Like, if you've only seen the movies, you don't know anything about Luna's room or what's inside it, which was a huge moment of connection to that character on a personal level. But you can still love movie Luna because Ivana Lynch did such a wonderful job portraying her. And on the flip side, I haven't read any superhero comics, but I absolutely love them through their movies and cartoons. I know I don't know a lot of the smaller background details on a lot of the characters, but I know enough to connect with them and enjoy their stories. So yeah, there are so many different sides to that discussion that I can only really scratch the surface. And lastly, Lilico and Steph did a bit of soul bearing and talked about being bullied over the things that they liked when they were younger. And I was gonna input one of my own stories until I realized that I was never really picked on for things that I liked because I never really outwardly expressed them unless I met someone I knew who liked the same things. I got picked on when I was younger for being like the smallest person in class and the one who loved school, but I was kind of the weird geek that also loved sports and so many other things that I kind of always was able to find something to talk about with someone. Or even when I was picked on for one thing or another, it never really lasted long because I didn't react appropriately. I kind of just was like, alright, you enjoy your anger issues and I'm gonna continue having fun. Really, the only epic bullying story I have has to do with my 3rd grade teacher, and I'm not even gonna go into that. And on a happier note, the trailer for the new Monsters Inc. movie was finally released, and I am ridiculously childishly, that's not a word, excited about that. And when I realized it had been over 10 years since the last one, I immediately felt really old. The entire theater for that movie is going to be filled with 20-year-olds. And I know there was something else, but I didn't write it down and I cannot remember what it was, so I'm gonna move on to Harry Potter stuff. Guys, the Wizarding World is freaking gorgeous. It, like, caught me off guard every single time we walked into it. It was really gorgeous. I did have 3 rounds of butterbeer, just because it was getting expensive. I already had a butterbeer for myself, but I decided I should dedicate this one to you guys. So, yeah, another cheers to you guys. And don't worry, Mario, it wasn't actually alcoholic. It tasted like a mix of cream soda and butterscotch with like some kind of marshmallowy top. It was really good. My friend and I ended up going on the castle ride 7 times in total over the 2 days that we were there, and it never stopped being epic. It helped that we only had a really long wait twice out of the 7 times, but even so, the whole line up to the ride is awesome because you walk through the castle and they have all of the little moments from the books or the movies or whatever, and everything is just so awesome to look at. They have statues, they have the moving portraits, they had the Sorting Hat talking to you at the very end. They even had projections of Dumbledore and Harry, Ron, and Hermione to talk to you throughout the ride too. It was really cool. And besides just the Wizarding World, the 2 Universal parks were fun in general. We were able to go on every ride that we wanted to, along with a bunch of extra ones when we were just wandering around. My friend even braved her fear of upside-down roller coasters, and we went on the Hulk. I don't want to talk about it forever, and I'll probably put my footage and pictures together into something on my regular channel like I did for Fanime. But I do want to tell you guys the most exciting part of the whole trip. There's a thing that they do at Ollivander's wand shop where they actually pick someone to do the wand ceremony like they did in the first book or movie, depending on what you've experienced. The shop owner picks someone out of the crowd and does the whole thing where 2 of the wands don't work and the last one he puts in your hand and there's light and wind and music, and it was freaking awesome. And the funny thing was, when we walked in with the group of people, I had just finished telling my friend about the wand ceremony. There were a group of like smaller children in front of us, and I was like, the guy's gonna pick one of the kids and we get to watch him do the whole wand ceremony. I had literally just finished the sentence when the guy was like, "You, how old are you?" 23? My dear, you're 12 years late. Sorry. Well, come on. Luckily, my friend whipped out her camera and recorded most of it, but I haven't actually gotten the video from her yet. When I do, I'll throw it into one of these for you, because I'm pretty sure I was just smiling like an idiot the whole time. I was planning on buying one of their original wands anyway, so it kind of worked out, but this is what I ended up with. It's the one that chose me. It's not the prettiest, but it has this cool little skull on the bottom. He said it was an elder wand. Not the elder wand, but an elder wand with a unicorn hair center. So yeah, not the prettiest of wands, but it's mine and I love it. The other thing I was really excited about was that they had a keychain and it actually has my name spelled correctly. They never have my name spelled correctly. It's always CK or something like that. And the fact that really the only world I cared about had a keychain with my name on it was just kind of awesome. And I already shared my sherbet lemons with you, but I also got a chocolate frog, and I haven't actually opened it yet because I wasn't in the mood for chocolate when we got it on the last day, and I didn't want to open it because the bag is sealed tight, which is nice because I honestly wasn't sure if it was going to make it home in the heat. So if it melted, I didn't want it to get all over the box. So I'm actually going to taste it for the first time for you guys right now. Oh, but first, here is Dumbledore's wizarding card. My friend got Dumbledore as well. I'm pretty sure they just have Dumbledore in all of them. I think the only reason it survived the heat is that it is a solid piece of chocolate. This bugger's heavy. I don't know what to do, guys. It's actually decent chocolate, too. It's nice. Help me! Sorry, that was morbid. So yeah, I'll slowly make my way through this solid hunk of goodness over time. As Lilico and Mario mentioned, Coolio can no longer be with us. Coolio, why? It was fun getting to know him. He'll be missed, and he has our well wishes for everything. And keep an eye out for a special video that should hopefully be up next Tuesday. Have a great weekend, stay geeky, and we'll see you next week. I'll get this. Okay. Turn, oh,